Councillor Morrall, I'll take you.
Thank you, Chair. As many members know, I like to defend and stand up for the nighttime economy. It's quite personal for me as somebody who spent his 20s getting very hot and sweaty throwing shapes in old warehouses in Digbeth. And I'm really sad to see in the report it's bringing the consideration of noise. And I'll quote this for you. It says the noise assessment is flawed and underestimates noise from the nearby late night entertainment venues. The acoustic sound tests were not carried out with the mill or the Digbeth Arena when they were trading, and the planning application has not taken this into consideration. Also, the broad nature of the cultural content programmed in the area has not been considered in the acoustic report. That for me is a massive red flag. The nighttime economy is getting it really hard at the moment during COVID-19. The last few years, we've had a licensing department of this council that's also been very hostile towards them. And we have a planning department that just seems hell-bent on building housing all over the city with no consideration. We've seen this in the Jewellery Quarter. Famously, we saw it in the Gay Village, and now it's coming to Digbeth. And this has a knock-on effect with licensing. And here you have in Digbeth a high-rise 30-storey tower block right opposite what's left really of the nighttime economy. And the driving force for this obviously is HS2. Because we have HS2 coming, a lot of developers, which is understandably, want to build loads of housing in the city centre. But that begs the question, why, if HS2 is going to be such a benefit, why are we not seeing a lot of commercial buildings? I think this particular site would benefit from some commercial office space to help the media and the arts and the creative sector within the custard factory. So I am going to be very passionately objecting this, and I would end by saying that if this application does get approved today, then I will see that as more evidence that this city council clearly just doesn't give a damn about the nighttime economy in this city.
So in terms of the entertainment and culture offer that Digbeth has got, clearly the city recognises that and places great importance on it. Digbeth is a special place and very important to the city. I think it's worth pointing out that in the detail is that there's an overheating assessment required, and the reason for that is so if residents do have to close their windows due to any noise, whether that be from entertainment or road noise, they have sufficient ventilation to do so.
Thank you to the officers for coming back, but I just want to address the point about the fact that they have windows that can be closed and air conditioning to mitigate the noise pollution. The fact is, it's not just about that. It's about, if you understand the Digbeth nighttime economy, you know, some people go clubbing there until 6 o'clock in the morning, which means people could be getting up at, moving to this apartment block from outside of the city. They'll wake up in the morning and see people coming out of a nightclub, and that out of 1,000 people who are going to move in there, there's going to be a few who are probably going to put a complaint in. And this is why I bring up licensing, because it has a knock-on effect. And so every time a nightclub does something wrong in this city, it gets brought before a subcommittee on licensing. The police will show up, because they, as much as I love the police, they like to fall over themselves every time a nightclub does something wrong. And now you'll have a property developer or somebody else to that persuasion sitting there lobbying to try and get another nightclub in this city shut down. And that's the issue, which is why I bring up the fact that the city centre should be a safe space for the nighttime economy, and we need to have some safeguards in place in the overall Birmingham development plan. We do want to do a piece of work on this on the Economy and Skills Overview and Scrutiny Committee, because it is really important. But nothing like that is in place yet, which means I'm fairly certain that if this development goes ahead, it is going to have a knock-on effect with the nighttime economy, and I want to prevent that at all costs, because the nighttime economy, I think, is very important to our city. So I will still be rejecting this very passionately. Thank you.